A suspect is wanted after a 35-year-old woman was fatally shot at a Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru as her 11-year-old son sat in the back seat of a car. At 7:39 a.m. on Tuesday the 11th of April, Rachel King was turning a black Ford Edge into the line to join a Dunkin's donut drive-thru at the Melrose Shopping Centre in Cheltenham, Pennsylvania. A light-coloured sedan is seen driving behind Rachel, possibly in a Ford or a Mercury. A suspect gets out of his car and walks up to the driver's side of Rachel's vehicle and fired multiple shots through a window. Rachel's son was sitting in the back seat, but is not physically harmed during the shooting. Witnesses reported seeing the boy running away crying. The gunman then got back into his car and fled eastbound along Cheltenham Avenue. The suspect's described as having a thin build and wearing light-coloured pants and a dark-coloured hooded sweatshirt. District Attorney Kevin Steele said the attack appeared to be a targeted murder of a mother. He said the gunman did not appear to open the victim's vehicle door, nor did he appear to communicate with her prior to shooting her numerous times through the driver's side window. Rachel's boyfriend said that she was taking her son to violin practice when she was shot. He said he had no idea who would want to do this. He said Rachel was a loving mother who was working towards a master's degree and getting a principal's certificate after working as a teacher in Philadelphia for the last 10 years. Authorities said they're still searching for the suspect as the investigation into the matter continues. 4 people have been arrested in connection with the death of a 68-year-old man whose remains were found early this week. At around 9:40 a.m. on Tuesday the 11th of April, authorities responded to a report of a body found in a ditch about half a mile south of Highway 33 on Southwest 128th Street in Lancaster County, Nebraska. Captain Tommy Trott from the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office said a crew working nearby was driving down the road and noticed the body. They were driving some heavy equipment which had a higher viewpoint than most motorists would have driving down the road, and so one of the operators was able to see the body that had been placed in the ditch, he said. When deputies arrived, they found the decomposing body of a man who was about 5 foot 4 inches tall, who had been dead at the location for some time. After an autopsy the following day, the victim was identified as Gary Liu. Deputies spoke with family members and collected evidence at Gary's home, located at 15315 Douglas Circle in Omaha, Nebraska. During the investigation, authorities determined that Gary was murdered at his home a month earlier, and his body was then dumped in Lancaster County. 4 people were arrested, 3 of which were related to the victim. Gary's daughter, 37-year-old Christina Thornley, Gary's son-in-law, 39-year-old Justin Thornley, Justin's cousin, 37-year-old Jacob Thornley, and 26-year-old Braden Bongers were taken into custody by the Omaha Police Homicide Unit. Jacob and Justin were charged with second-degree murder, tampering with evidence and concealing a body. Braden was charged with second-degree murder, and Christina faces charges for accessory to a felony, tampering with evidence and concealing a body. All suspects were taken to the Douglas County Jail and are held without bond. Authorities said that Christina and Justin shared the home where Gary lived. Lieutenant Nick Andrews of the Omaha Homicide Detective Unit said this all could have been prevented, I believe, with some of the details I can't disclose at this time. It's a very sad situation, you know. Doing something to anyone, let alone a loved one and your father, is sad, he said. The cause of the death is still unknown, and the motive in the killing is unclear. Authorities said that there are no further suspects in the matter. A 34-year-old woman recently entered a plea deal in connection with the death of a 3-year-old boy in Carlinville, Illinois last year. On the 20th of October 2022, Ashley Bottoms threw the victim, Hunter Lee Drew, as she was trying to break up a fight between 2 juveniles. Hunter hit his head against the ledge of a half wall and suffered a brain bleed. Ashley didn't seek medical attention, but instead drove the child around for more than 3 hours before going to Litchfield to pick up the victim's father. Hunter died sometime during the drive. Someone noticed Hunter, and he was transported to the Litchfield fire station, but he was already dead. Ashley was arrested and charged with involuntary manslaughter and endangering the life of a child causing death. In a statement, Macoupy County State's Attorney Jordan Garrison said, "Crimes against children are, by their very nature, some of the worst crimes, with perpetrators leaving families destroyed by their actions." He said it's alleged that this defendant, a trusted household member, committed this horrific act. On Thursday, the 13th of April, Ashley entered a plea agreement for involuntary manslaughter. Her sentencing is scheduled for the 16th of June, where she faces between 3 to 14 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections. Police did not specify Ashley's relationship to the victim.